everybody. Welcome to How Yoga Changed My Life, a podcast. This is nutritious Nora.
And Adrienne.
And Natalie. Welcome
Yes.
to 2026.
Yeah,
Yeah, we made it.
we made it to 2026. It's
We
here.
did. Check that off the box. So I
Yeah.
think I will begin today talking about the Chinese Lunar Year. I believe that it's something that has brought me a lot of peace and recognition and sort of taking myself and my mindset out of the rush of the holiday season, rushing to get done with certain obligations, rushing to get to the next place, rushing to get to the first of the year, and then rushing to start new things or have new priorities or intentions or goals set. And the reason that I have felt a little bit of calmness and stillness with that is because the year it's not actually on January 1st. So,
Which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you, lunar calendar.
Yes.
yeah. Yeah, I
Because
think
having Christmas and New Year's just 7 days apart
is
makes
a
my brain
lot.
hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, especially if you're trying to give yourself maybe a template or a timeline to focus different energies on, and giving yourself time to digest and then rest and recover from the holiday season before we go into really setting intentions and having a clear mind and focus and energy point for the new year. It's just been really helpful. Specifically this year, I thought it was really interesting that 2025 was, for those who don't know, the year of the snake. And that held true in many different aspects of my life. The year of the snake was known for a year of transformation, letting go of past, embracing new paths while shedding old habits. And just basically, I thought of it as shedding old weight, emotionally speaking, psychologically, and also physically. So the thing that I'm focusing on right now is a more of a physical, but it's a tangible and it's something that I have control over. I There's so many things in my life I do not have control over. And trying not to have emotional responses to things that are out of my control has been a lifelong struggle, and it continues to be a challenge. But this year I'm focusing on my pantry and my closet.
Love it.
Why? Because I don't want to take anything that doesn't bring me joy, that doesn't fit, that's expired food or something that no one in my house is going to eat or use. Or, I found a can of sardines back there from that expired in 2022. Do you know how long it takes for sardines to expire? That's a
My word.
long time. But it felt really good to get rid of that stuff and to know that, I still have about 6 weeks because the year of the snake ends in February and the year of the fire horse, which is 2026, begins on 17 February. So I still have these a few layers. I've done 3 pass-throughs in my pantry so far. I still have one shelf that I'm really mad about having to clean out, which I'm sure everybody has.
Yeah.
And and another my spice cabinet that I really need to do
Oh, those can get
another
really
once
old.
over.
Oh,
It
yeah.
can, and it's not, yeah.
And I always end up with duplicates.
Oh my God, I was just about to say
For
that.
sure.
I probably have like 18 cumins, and I've like
Right.
only used cumin like once in my life.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, so that's just not necessary. And the thing about organization and clutter is that it has such an effect on your mental health.
It's
And
heavy.
it is absolutely. And that kind of ties in to what I'm prioritizing in the year of the fire horse, which health wise, mental health is something that we are prioritizing in our house. And, just making sure that we're keeping everybody in check and that we're staying on top of things and we're not letting things turn into, resentment and anger and bitterness. I don't want to be a bitter old hag.
No.
Like,
No.
that's really what it's coming
No.
down to.
That
It's
doesn't
that I'm
fit
trying.
you.
yeah, I want to be the crazy, whimsical, grandma that's running through the fields and stuff, not like angry and bitter. And and dealing with things before they get to that point is how you do that. And so by using things in the physical, what I call the physical world, listen, cleaning out the pantry, cleaning out the closet, cleaning out a drawer, cleaning out I don't know, the junk drawer that's been bothering you,
Oh my
or
God, yeah.
or the or the pile of crap that ends up at the bottom of the stairs,
Oh
or
my
at
God.
the in the back of the laundry room where people think they can just throw things and they'll die.
Hmm.
Yes.
Getting rid of that stuff, it really just helps to lighten, and create clean, positive space, to bring in more energy and to have more energy to do other things that bring you joy.
We started that at work yesterday. I'm just realizing as I listened to you.
Oh yeah.
Amelie opened up that giant junk drawer. I walked in, I had a client late cancel, and I walked in and she had that drawer open and she was pulling shit out.
Yeah.
She
I
was
went
like,
in
too many
last
cords,
night.
too many cords. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
we're cleaning up.
No, I
Okay,
went in
I'm
last
down.
night.
Let's
It
do
was
it.
It's
like
time.
everything was gutted. Everything was cleaned out. It looked like this
Yeah.
perfect office. I was like,
We
damn,
spent
Amelie
about
was
an
on it.
hour. Yeah, we spent about an hour. We didn't get, these kinds of tasks can take over,
Hmm.
and before you know it, you've taken on too much. Like 6 hours is gone, and the mess is bigger than when you started.
That's
So
my
you kind of
biggest
have to
Yeah.
be,
problem. Yeah.
yeah, you have to be really bite size about it. But we tackled that big drawer of crap, and we got rid of all of that, and then we had one little basket that was full of springs, and we like put the new springs on the machines and threw out the old springs. And so it was very concise. It was
Yeah.
one drawer, one basket, and you could feel it when you walked
Oh
in, you
yeah.
said.
No, it was
And that was all we
amazing.
did. That
Yep.
was all we did.
Yep. Yep.
No,
So
it was
it
great.
works, it works in many different spaces. So I think it's important to remember that there are little things that we do have control over, even when our whole life feels like it's out of control.
Yeah.
Grabbing something and making order of it, is a great coping mechanism. It's a healthy habit,
Yeah.
to insight, and it really goes along with the Chinese Lunar Year this year. So
Yeah.
the
Tell me
you
more
know
about the
sh
horse.
yeah, so this year specifically is the fire horse, which is supposedly, once every 60 years.
Oh,
Oh,
Um, and
hey,
yeah, it's going to bring a lot of positive energy, and a lot of opportunities for growth, new beginnings. It's a time for significant shifts energetically. The traits and key characteristics of people born in this year of the year of the fire horse will be courage, independence, self-expression, action, and the habit breaking old patterns. So I think that's really helpful.
I love that.
Specifically for the predictions, there's a lot, but the horse specifically, is courage, it's movement, it's, progress, it's, attentive, I guess progress, attentive progress is what I'm trying to say. Like you're
Yeah.
setting an intention, or intentions that have already been in set come to light. They come to fruition, they come to fruit.
I
And
love that.
so different things that you've been working on strategy wise, they tend to come more, available. It's promising intense energy and social connection, career breakthroughs, but can also warn, for those who are easily susceptible to burnout. You can get caught up in the energy,
Hi, my name
and
is Adrienne,
for those of you who,
and I am susceptible to burnout.
you can you can get
for those of you
sucked
who can't
in.
see, she raised her hand.
Exactly.
She did.
You did. Yep.
Expect bold decisions, new friendships, project momentum, and with flexibility and avoiding overcommitment, crucial for harnessing the fire element's ambition,
Adrienne.
while
Hmm.
innovation, leadership, and rapid changes are key themes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
It sounds exciting, but
it
it
is.
also sounds like it has the potential to be exhausting.
I think
Like,
it
Yeah.
depends on who it is.
Hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely. I think there are certain fire signs like myself who are excited and ready for it because we've been shedding
Yeah.
layers
Yeah,
and
with the
we've been
snake.
resting and we've been preparing, um, strategically planning. I think there's a lot of people that are ready for um, a good year.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's really where
It
I'm.
certainly sounds cool.
It
Fire
definitely
Yeah,
does.
horse.
absolutely the fire
Fire
horse.
horse.
Giddy
So
up,
yeah, with those,
motherfuckers. Giddy up.
that's exactly it.
Giddy
I was
up,
gonna say,
motherfucker.
giddy up, bitches. That's it. It's
Get
saddle
on
up,
that
bitches.
horse.
It's the year of the horse.
Yeah.
That's right. All the way from Bandera, Texas.
Hmm.
Um,
That
so
sound that was that was
with
the sound of fire.
Yeah.
yeah,
That sound I made, that was the sound of
fireworks.
fire. I don't know.
I am prioritizing health and growth, specifically for health, mental and dental. Those are the
Love it.
two. Like I said, it's mental, of course, every day, and then dental is something like strategic that we have to physically make appointments
Yeah.
for and make sure that things get done. And then also for as far as growth goes, continuing to be a forever student is my
Love
focus and
that.
attention.
Yeah.
And so growing in all aspects, having different things that keep me moving, learning, developing. I think that's a healthy prioritize, like, or healthy thing to prioritize for the next year. And to put all of that energy and positive focus and attention from the year of the horse into.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's really interesting when you think about when you put the energy out as the energy you want back,
Hmm.
right? Instead of expecting, well, I want that energy. It's like, well, you want that energy, you've got to do something about it.
Absolutely.
That's the only thing that you have to do is how you take care of things, right? Or how you show
For
up.
sure.
And so it's really interesting because I was just saying earlier, like, I feel very much like a little bit of a fraud when it comes to my year in review. I feel like I focused on things and I tried my best, but some things I won in. And oftentimes, I learned some really hard lessons too. And not beating myself up over those shortcomings and more looking at, Brian and I used to always say, like, we're the Smiths. We put 50 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag, and that's how we roll. But that 50 pounds in a 5-pound bag right now is a lot for
It's
me. It's
heavy.
very
It's
heavy.
heavy.
And if you
Yeah.
guys can't notice, like, I'm sick. I have like a little cold. And for me, like, I know
You
that
don't have a
shows up.
little cold. You have a fever.
Yeah,
You
I
have the
think you have the
flu.
flu.
I might
That's
have
Yeah.
the
right.
flu.
And we're still
I think a three
recording
day
because you don't
fever means
stop.
you have a flu. Yeah.
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 Well, because I
Yeah.
feel like for me too, it's like the, I don't know, it's like the energy that I want to experience in life. I also want to be able to embody that, right? And so I feel like I haven't given myself grace and space a lot this year. It's been
Mm-hmm.
just like one thing on top of the other, on top of the other, on top of the other. And I've done some good things. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of myself and some good decisions I made, but I'm trying not to see that all the bad things or all the things that I didn't do or that I didn't handle right or that I haven't accomplished yet, that's okay. Like, I need to be okay with that, right? I
Absolutely.
need to pause and just let myself have this, kind of space to sit back and go, okay, listen to your body. You know, every time I would start school when I was a kid, right before school would start, I would end up getting a cold sore on my lip because it was so stressful. I would stress myself out so much that I would get a cold sore. And so I know my body will just shut down. And that's exactly what's happening now. And I keep thinking, but this is not the time. I can't have it shut down now. There's so much happening. We're coming into the new year. We've got, like, my business is going well. I'm loving my clients. I love my team. I just think that, like, intentional discomfort, right? That's what I've been
Mm-hmm.
living in, is intentional discomfort, like pushing myself outside my boundaries of, saying no to clients that I don't want to be around anymore, not fueling the energy, having space for my husband, for his recovery and his healing journey, and, trying to have patience with my dad moving in, and, how that impacts the kids and Brian, and trying to make everybody happy. Right. That's so fucking stupid. Like, I know better. Right. It's not about making people happy. It's about how can I show up so that the energy I put out is the energy that I get back. I guess that's really it. Right. It's like I need to be coming from a space where I am full, where I am grounded. I definitely feel way more grounded this past year than I probably ever have. And maybe that is like age. I just turned 50. So I feel more like I'm going to be okay. Right. Like, it doesn't matter what happens to me. I know I've got the skills inside that I can handle what comes at me, and just trusting that.
Yeah, I think Natalie said it earlier. She's like, I know it's whatever, we're at whatever point in our lives, but I feel like I'm finally adulting.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I'm starting to be able to balance all of the things
Yeah.
and not have to sacrifice, like what you're saying, like my cup
Yeah.
and my space and my energy in order to make what I think needs to happen happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
so
Yeah, no, for
crazy.
sure. It's I don't know why it takes this long.
Yeah.
I
Why?
guess it takes this long for everybody.
I mean,
Um,
I
I
don't
don't
but
know.
know.
I'm not a young woman, and I am just now feeling like a grown up. And I define feeling like a grown up in that I'm trusting myself and I'm trusting my choices. And even when I look back and I go, oh, that wasn't a great choice, I trust what I've learned
Yeah.
Hmm.
from the mistake. Like, it isn't a
Yeah.
crisis situation. It was like, oh, wow, I learned that lesson. That's useful.
Well, yep. Not going
Yeah.
to do that again.
All right, I'm not going to do that
And
again.
wow, okay.
When, in my 20s, in my 30s, even in my 40s, it was just like, I don't know, there was so much fear.
Mm.
Am I going to make the right choice? Oh my God, I made the wrong choice. Like, there was just a lot more fear. And
Yeah.
now I'm like, well, okay.
What
It's
did we
it's fine.
learn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, I feel like for the fear for me was disappointing others.
Yeah.
Right.
You care
Absolutely.
you wear that on your sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
You're very reliable, um, exceptionally, unusually reliable. And looking from my point of view, I know that a lot of that is fueled by a fear of disappointing people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can go psycho and start thinking about more of my issues, but I feel like for me, this
That was all mental and dental. Here we
yeah,
go.
exactly, exactly. No, I need to commit to that too. I need to commit to taking care of my health. Well, and that's the thing that pisses me off too about myself sometimes is I'm like, here I am, a yogi, I'm a a body worker, and I'm telling people to take care of themselves, and then yet am I doing it all the time? Fuck no. And I
I
have to be
think
okay with
Honestly,
it.
but I think that gives you a realistic place to
that's
speak
your
from.
authenticity.
Mm,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You're not, we, none of us are what people perceive as the fitness trainer
right.
or
Yeah.
we're not Instagram influencers.
Right.
Like, we're
Nor do
real
I want to
people.
Right.
be. I don't want to
And
be
Right.
we're
that.
educators.
Yeah.
Right,
We're
right, right.
educators and movers. And um but I will tell you that having been in this business for 15 years, imposter syndrome is the biggest that way.
It
So
is.
Yeah.
the first time you put something in the grocery cart that you're looking around and you're going, oh shit, are any of my clients here? They're going to come
Are they
up
going
and
to
go,
see the
oh, what the
Pringles?
fuck are you buying that for? It's like, I have a 22-year-old son who can eat whatever the fuck he
Yeah,
wants. And
exactly.
and what? Yeah, I'm buying this for him,
Hmm.
or maybe I'm buying it for myself. And what?
Yeah.
But that judgment, and I think that is one aspect of our job that you do have to keep in check,
Yeah.
because it will mess with you. And
It does.
remembering that perfection um is
Boring.
is an impossibility. It's not reality.
It's
No.
also
Perfection
really
is
boring.
Yeah.
Perfection is boring.
No, and I
But I
feel
mean,
like
we're
there is
Would
human.
nothing.
Human
yeah,
creatures are imperfect beings. Like there's no
yeah.
such thing as perfection. That's an
No.
unrealistic expectation.
No,
And
I've never
so,
wanted to be perfect. In fact, like I've always
yeah,
celebrated my flaws. You know,
yeah,
I've spoke my flaws and been like, yeah, this is who I am.
yeah,
I
Yeah, you're
will.
always the first one to say you're not a guru. If you
Yeah,
came to my yoga class
yeah,
yeah.
because
exactly.
you wanted to hear from a guru,
Yeah, it's
you're
like
in the
I'm
You
wrong
came
room.
to the wrong class.
exactly,
But
exactly.
when you give advice, you give lived advice. You're like,
Yeah,
"Hey, I already
it's
fucked
real.
this up.
Right,
Yep.
that's
I
true.
already know what it feels like when you don't make this choice.
Yeah,
So
Right,
so
right, right,
take
right, right.
take my lived
Yeah.
advice.
Take what I did and
yeah.
do the
Do the
Do
opposite.
the
opposite of what I
opposite.
did. Yeah, exactly. That's such a good point too, because it's so hard to feel like not an imposter, like I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. In fact, one of the things that I love about our job is that, we get a body in front of us and it's like we get to play a game, like a detective game. Like, okay, where do you feel this? Where do you feel that? Are you activating this muscle? Are you not activating that muscle? And just being able to give people embodiment, right? To be
Hmm.
able to own their own body and like just thinking about people's movement patterns and how people move, and they're not activating muscle, they're just flinging their bodies around because no one taught them that. It's like this is the biggest gift that we have, and it's the biggest
Hmm.
tool that we have to really embody ourselves, and shine bright. We did a full moon meditation sound bath last night, and it was magical. Like I loved it. I
Yeah.
felt like shit, but I wanted to go because I knew the people that were going to be there, and I wanted to make sure that I did my job, which I prepped a lot for. I always do that. I always prep a lot for it so that I feel really grounded when I walk in, and it was magical. It was a beautiful night, and yeah, I still feel like shit, but there's something about giving a little bit of myself in the energy that I want back that it fueled me. Like I didn't walk away being exhausted or feeling like somebody zapped energy from me. I actually felt like I had a little bit more energy. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think that's what you do is you lean into that because those are the activities and the things that help to fill your cup. And at the
And
same
that's how you know you
time,
love your job.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. At the same time, holding on to that allows you to um, not feel as guilty or think when you have those thoughts of doubt
Yeah.
or like feeling like an imposter.
Yeah.
It's no, you're not an imposter. You're here doing this for the right reason, and you know that.
Yeah, I do.
You
I
just
do
have to
know that.
remember it. I feel like too over the last year, just the bond that we've had between our friend group
Mhm.
Hmm.
has significantly increased just my overall well-being as a human. Um,
100% agree.
a
Absolutely,
lot this year.
100%.
Well, I've said this
Yeah,
before. I
like
wouldn't be
finding your
here.
tribe
Yeah.
is, yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here if it
is,
wasn't for you guys. There's no way I'd be in the situation I am right now. I wouldn't feel supported, and like it's a
yeah,
hard being a woman is to open up and be vulnerable. But I think when, like Natalie, when you said when you grow up, I'm finally growing
yeah,
up, it's like you realize we're all going through the same shit. There
Yeah.
is no
yeah,
Yeah.
judgment. It's like I don't
yeah,
judge anyone anymore. It's more like
Yeah.
being open and seeing like how is this relationship helping me rather than
hmm,
hurting me,
hmm,
and letting go of some bad relationships over the years is hard, but it's
yep,
also part of it.
Yeah.
absolutely. That's all part of the year of the snake too.
Shedding weight.
Shedding
Thank you,
dead weight.
2025. Thank you
Hmm.
very
Hmm.
much.
But I feel like too, like this
Absolutely.
intentional discomfort, like I keep going back to this because it's like choosing growth when it's not easy, you know?
I love
Yeah,
that phrase.
that's your win from
Yeah. Yeah.
2025. That's
And
like the thing.
honestly,
Yeah,
that's adult behavior. I keep
absolutely.
circling back to it. I'm in my
Yeah.
50s.
I'm
Look at
I've
adulting.
us.
just become a grown up. But
Yeah.
We've
it is.
grown.
It's like you have a choice. It's like comfort and there's no growth there,
Yep.
or seeking discomfort. And that's where all of the growth is. And as fantastic as comfort is, and is it necessary here and there? Yeah, 100%. But it'll also kill you.
But don't you
It'll
think too
also
is that
kill
the
you.
comfort has to come within? The comfort has
Yeah,
to come
that's
from
fair.
within,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right?
Right. That the comfort comes from within rather than, yeah. Because all growth, all growth comes from discomfort.
Yeah.
And as an adult, you're choosing, like you said, intentional discomfort. Like you have
Hmm.
reached a point, when you have less control and less power earlier on in life. And at this point, we can look at a situation and say, this is where I want to grow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is where I'm willing to be uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Yep.
Um, that's cool.
Yeah.
I know,
It's
isn't it?
it is. It's
Yeah.
really cool to be able to
That's
say I'm
really cool.
growing up, And it's like just
Ah,
choosing, like even just like the gyrotonic study and learning that, like that was
Yeah.
completely out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
A
Yeah. Yeah. It was a brain
completely,
breaker.
yeah, a total brain breaker. And like I could have spiraled and thought, oh my God, I'll never do this. And it's like, but I did and I will and I can, you know?
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it just takes time. And I think not putting limits on how long something should take, right? Like if I say, oh, I have to be done this by this date. No. Like I need to know that life is fluid. Of course, there's certain things like taxes and shit like that that have to be done by a certain date, right? But
Yeah.
like overall,
I mean, it's cheaper that way.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you won't go to
That's
prison.
true. I guess it doesn't have to be done by a certain date, but it does get more complicated.
It
Exactly.
gets and more expensive.
Yes.
The
Yes.
longer you put that problem off,
Yep.
the more you're going to end up paying for it.
Yeah. And I think just being able to just sit in a little bit of discomfort and go, just take a few breaths. Just take a few breaths, like what's happening right now? What's uncomfortable? Can you change it? Is it something that you can handle? How can you move with it instead of against it? Like why are we fighting like salmon going upstream, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I was really proud of you this year. You walked away from a leadership position that wasn't suiting you, and
Yeah,
then
it
they
was
seduced you
extraordinarily
back.
hard.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think I know I've joked before that position was your bad boyfriend.
Yeah.
I think we've
Her
all
toxic
Yeah.
yeah,
boyfriend.
it's
Toxic
like
boyfriend.
you
Yeah.
knew it wasn't working, you quit, you walked away, and then they seduced you back. And then you were with it, you were in that relationship again for a few months, and then you were like, you know what?
I
I
know I was
left.
right.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was right. Yeah, I left this
Yeah.
position for a reason, and you left again. And that's not a unique experience. Like that is we've all done it, whether it was with a professional relationship or a personal
Yeah.
relationship. We've all said this isn't right, and then oh maybe I do like it, and then nope, 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 nope. I'm
Yeah.
out. I'm out.
Oh,
Yeah. Well,
wait, I knew
and
better. I knew better.
But I
Yeah.
was
yeah.
really proud. I was really proud because I
Thanks.
think leaving the second time was harder
Mm-hmm.
because now there's ego involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and you recognized that this was a mistake. This isn't working. This isn't healthy. I'm walking away. I was
And
proud of
Yeah.
and
you.
giving
I was
someone else
proud of
the
you.
opportunity to
The
grow and
year
into a
of the
Yeah,
position,
snake.
that's true.
and seeing
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
success that they've had. And it's like I
Yeah, the
don't
woman,
have
the
hard
woman who took
feelings.
over was
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was
exactly.
ready.
And like when she was ready, that's when it happened. And, to see her
Yeah,
thriving and doing well and
yeah,
seeing the team come together, it's like there's nothing wrong with what I did or what I didn't do. It was just I had to recognize that's not where my energy needs to go right now.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That recognition of where do I put my energy?
Yeah,
Where I have a choice. We
yeah,
all have choices.
yeah.
So Natalie, what's going to be your thing this year? Or what do you want to go
Well,
back and say like what.
I had, well, just like we've been talking about, finally feeling like an adult or make, I think that's my big win from 2025. Um, I, I had overall, I had moments where I was like, okay, I trust myself. I do know how to do Natalie.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
I can do what's best for me. And one of the big one is that I finally learned that saying no is okay.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to say yes to things I'm excited about, and yes to things because I want to please other people, and
Mhm.
yes to things out of obligation. And before you know it, I'm drowning. I've said yes to too many things. I can't give my energy. I can't do any of those things well
Yeah.
because I'm spread thin. And then any of the times, um, uh, so I told you guys this before, but like I loved podcasts. Obviously, I speak on one, and I listen as well. And I think I'm pretty sure it was Brene Brown that I was listening to her. She's amazing, and she said something that really struck home. It was like you can be uncomfortable in the moment, saying no, being the uncomfortable thing. You can be uncomfortable in that moment when you're just kind of like, oh no, I can't help this time. Or you can be angry and resentful
Mm-hmm.
for a while
Yep.
because you're doing this thing that you really don't want to do or you really don't have time to do. And that just described this repeated mistake, this cycle that I've made over and over and over again in my life. She described it so perfectly. And I kind of really heard it maybe for the first
Yeah.
time. And so there have been a handful of times this year where I, you know, I've got lots going on, things I've said yes to, when one more thing came up. And
Yeah.
the idea of saying no to a friend or saying no to a manager or leadership
Mm-hmm.
just like hurt. Like it just hurt. I was just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And all of my body is tense and I'm just like cringing and I'm just like, no, thank you. I can't do that. And it's just like, it's painful to say no,
Yeah.
no, thank you. But then everybody always responds with, okay, no worries. And I'm like, oh my God,
Right. It's
the
okay.
world didn't explode. I said no and nobody got angry and the world didn't explode and things didn't fall apart.
Well,
And
that makes me
I'm
think
not going to
about,
drown this week, you know?
yeah, you're not going to drown. What keeps coming back to me is like when we are at that precipice of someone's coming to you and asking for something else and you have a choice, right? Like I think it's like listen intuitively before. So like one of the things that, I want to take into 2026 is breathe, right? Just take a moment and
Yeah.
tune in. Because I feel like a lot of times it's this reactionary of like, oh, there's an opportunity to help, do it, right? Or
Yeah.
there's an
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
opportunity
Yeah.
to, support someone, or there's an opportunity to get creative, or there's an opportunity, and it's like, okay, breathe, take a beat, and just listen to your body and go, do I have the capacity for this right now? Is this
Right.
going to tip the scales to the point where I get sick? Is it going to be to the point where I'm not going to be of best value, right? Or I'm not giving of myself the way that I want to give of myself. And I agree with you. Like when you say yes and then you're like, oh my God, why did I say yes to that?
Right. And then you spend all that time
And
leading up
energy.
to the event, spending energy on being resentful.
Yeah.
And then through the event, you're resentful. And then after the event, you're resentful because you gave up time to do it. That's a lot of energy
It's a
on
lot.
resent
Yeah.
when you could give just a little bit of discomfort with no, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I haven't done it that many times, but each time it was a little bit easier. It was such a learning experience. It's like I can say no and not feel like a bad person, not be viewed as a bad person. Like it doesn't, things don't, the world doesn't come crashing down.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's
and
like if you think about this whole like intentional discomfort versus like chaotic
yeah, that was
discomfort.
intentional discomfort for sure.
Yeah. And it's like chaotic discomfort is like, we'll just push through, ignore all the signals that you have, deal
Yeah,
with it
yeah, that's
later.
fair.
Whereas like intentional discomfort, you've got, I can stay with this. There's information here. I don't need to fix it yet. Right. It's
Well,
just
and
taking a beat.
then you don't have the energy, or I didn't have the energy to enjoy the things I actually like. And because I was spending so much energy being resentful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're just sort of grumbling and rah, 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 and it's just it's not a healthy path.
No.
And I suppose one approach could be I've said yes to this thing and I'm not going to be angry about it. But no, most of the time I chose resentment.
Yeah. Yeah. I've like even just the example of last night, like I could have been really resentful. Like I don't feel good. They
Yeah,
would have
sure.
covered for me. It would have been fine, but I wanted to do it. And so I was like, if I want to do it, then I'll find the energy to do it. It might not be great because, it is pushing past some physical limits that I obviously have now with being ill. But at the end of the day, like, I did feel better for
Mm-hmm.
showing up and doing my job and, setting an example for myself that's like, hey, it's uncomfortable, but I'm going to be okay and I'm going to
Yeah.
get through it. And it's a lesson learned too. Like the next time that I've got an opportunity to do events, I'm going to take a beat and say, is this the right time, the right energy, the right intention?
Yeah. And I think the key statement was you wanted to do it.
I did. Yeah.
Like it wasn't easy, but you wanted to do it. One very small example is I was asked to cover a class at 6 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
And not just at 6 a.m., but on my day off.
Yep. Yep.
And those of you who know me know 6 a.m. is
No,
tough
no.
for me. I'm at work till 8:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Like 6
Exactly.
a.m. That's not enough hours away. Um, and I am not my best self. I am not either as a person or an instructor at that hour. But beyond that, honest to God, I would have spent every day leading up to it kind of ticked off.
Yeah. Obsessing about it,
Yeah.
angry,
I can't believe
worrying.
I have to do this. I'm not going to sleep well the night before. I can't believe I have to get like it's going to be a multi-day um
Spiral.
irritated. Yeah. It is. It is. And then I'm going to go in and be kind of a shitty instructor. And then I'm going to be tired the rest of the day afterwards and still pissed off. Like it's just so much energy.
It is.
And so I just said, no, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a big deal.
Nope.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. And that's the opposite of you and last night. Last night was something you wanted to do
Yeah.
and you found a way to do it and you felt good while you were doing it.
Yeah.
Like it's a little thing. It's a little thing. It's like the time of day that I don't want to be up and working.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not teaching at night because
But it
I
was
suck
hard
at
to
night.
say no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is hard to
exactly.
say no.
But it was hard. It was hard to say no.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
hard to say no because, we're a team and we work together.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so then it's like we don't want to disappoint each other.
Sure.
But then again, it's like we also understand what we're each going through. And I think that to me is what's magical about relationships with other people is when you can truly be vulnerable and be like, hey, I'm a fucking mess. I can't do this. I need your help, or I just need you to not ask me to do that, or
Yeah.
I'm not
Honestly,
doing that.
you guys wouldn't have asked me to do it.
Mm-mm. No,
You guys know me well
no,
enough.
exactly.
Yeah.
We
But-
just canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
like
think it's
Natalie's
really
not an option.
interesting that both of you, specifically everything that you've said, and you guys know what I dealt with in 2025 as well, but it was the year of the wood snake specifically that symbolized wisdom, adaptability,
Oh, hey.
transformation, a time for growth, healing, and shedding old patterns for new beginnings.
Ooh.
So it's the year of becoming an adult.
Yes.
Correct.
We're adulting now, finally.
Correct.
Look
That
at
would
us.
be,
We're adulting.
I think that kind of summarizes it nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
100% it
Yeah, it
does.
really
All
does.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like
yes, so there
It can
were
look like it very differently for each of us, but that ultimately that what held true for everything that we learned, grew from, adapted in 2025.
yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I learned. I'm in 2025. I'm grateful for the win.
yeah.
Um, I'm grateful for learning that saying no is okay. I'm
Mhm.
deeply grateful for
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah.
And as I pivot into a new year, a new season, um, I'm hoping to continue to practice, um, to understand that my choices and my behavior is really the only thing I have control over,
Yes.
and everything else is kind of outside of my control. I've been working on that for a long time. It's something I've learned or listened to through yogi philosophy,
Mm-hmm.
um, for years now. And I keep hearing it, I keep feeling it, and slowly over the decades practicing it, I've been doing a lot of reading from Stoic philosophers, and it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like whatever the source, uh, good advice for living is the same.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's just I can only control a very small portion of life, and that's me. It's the choice I made. It's the how I react to situations. So that one's been coming slowly, but I can say over the years I've gotten better at it, learning to recognize when I don't behave that way. And I'm hoping here in the new year to continue to lean into that. I'm a parent of adult children, if you will. And when the kids were little, I tried so hard to control everything, every interaction, every emotion, all of it. I just wanted their lives to be good. I was just so desperate for their lives to be good. Um, and they're all very much adults at this point, and having learning to let go and step back and just observe and not say anything, not my strong suit.
Well, it's like just taking a beat, you know?
But I'm trying.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm
Hmm.
trying. I love them and I trust them. And so I need to shut my mouth.
Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful thing to say about being a parent as well, is it's like there's a point where you're like, well, they have to do it this way, or they have to do it that way, or this is the way that I
Yeah.
did it, or this is the way that my family did it, or this
This is
way,
the safest
the
choice. This is
safest
the
choice.
healthiest choice.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
why are we trying to control our children's lives when they're, hopefully we've equipped them with
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything that they need to
Yeah.
be able to choose connection, responsibility, being present, being able to kind of stay focused on what's right there in front of them and staying regulated instead of spiraling and letting support in when we need it, you know?
Hmm.
And I really, really do trust them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that very, very deeply, very honestly. I'm proud of them and I trust them. And on an intellectual level, I understand that mistakes and missteps and experiences are how you learn. And so it is very, very much time for me to leave it alone.
Yep.
Yeah. It's how
Yep.
you learn, how you grow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some of the discomfort I've chosen, you know, some of it
Yeah.
chose me, but all in all, I practice
No kidding.
meeting the moment with awareness instead of avoidance. And that changed everything, really. So
Yeah.
listen to your intuition, take a beat, take a breath, you know, make the little tiny changes that are tangible, that are, not going to stress you out, like mental and dental, cleaning out your pantry, your closet, a
Yeah, shed it
drawer.
what shed whatever dead weight you have left that
Yeah.
you don't want to carry with you into the year of the fire horse.
Fire
Giddy up,
horse.
motherfuckers. We're ready.
That's right.
2026 is going to be our bitch.
Go saddle up, bitches. Saddle up.
This was fun. I'm really
That was
excited
a lot
about the
of fun.
year for podcasting and what we've got coming up. We've got some really great interviews. We have one that's coming up next week that is from Australia, which I'm super excited to share with you guys on. And we had a really great conversation with her. And we've got just a lot of people reaching out. So if you want to be a part of the pod, you can email us. You can go on the show notes and click. There's a Google form you can fill out. We can do Zoom. We can do, remote interviews. You can send us an email or a voicemail message. Just let us know kind of how yoga's changed your life or what you're looking at for 2026. How are you going to, wrangle this fire horse of yours? Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you being so open and sharing today. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and we will see you next week. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.